Hey guys, here we are for a short track guide in the NASCAR Next Gen car at Sonoma Raceway. For this track guide, I'm going to show the hot lap first, and then I'm going to break down the lap in slow motion and analyze each corner. Now before you head to the hot lap, I just want to head to the garage and check out some settings. So for this lap, we're using the fixed Sonoma setup, and the only thing we've changed are the master cylinders. We have 27-30 seconds for the front and the rear, and we're using 50% brake bias. Now let's head on to the hot lap. So that was a 113.821 lap, and now let's head back and watch the lap in slow motion. So as we start the lap here, crossing the finish line in 5th gear, turning into turn 1, letting off the gas partially, and a little bit of tap of the brake if needed just to keep the car on the left-hand side of the track or running in the middle, starting to trail on the brakes here in 4th gear, trying to keep the car as far left as possible, and then trying to straight line brake down to 2nd gear through here. Trying to trail off and use like minimal gas to get the minimum speed up to minimize wheel spin on exit. And as we start to get the wheel back straight, increasing the throttle up into 3rd gear, bring the car over to the right hand side, right over the curb, and then braking as we approach the downhill. Quick chicane through here, small tap the brakes once again to get the car rotated right next to the curb, but trying to get as little as possible to minimize the cars getting unstable. As we get over the hill, just be mindful of the crest, getting the car really light at the top of the hill. Downshifting to 2nd gear for the downhill here. Getting a bit of the curb, but trying not to get too much once again, trying not to have the car bounce too much. Avoiding the wall on the left-hand side there, and then braking just as we approach this wall on the left-hand side as the patch of asphalt gets a bit darker, down to 2nd gear, trying to get as close to this inside curb as possible. Once again, trying to minimize hitting it if you can. As we go over this curb, this is like where we're trying to shift up to 3rd gear, but once again, just modulating the throttle to minimize wheel spin. As we approach the S's here, I keep it in 3rd gear and then trail off a little bit in the brakes, and then upshift early to 4th here, that way we can have low RPMs and help the car get rotated around this right-hander. I feel like upshifting earlier is better than having to upshift while you're turning. So try to do it like right between those S's. Approaching this turn 10 here, staying as far left on the curb as possible, downshifting to 4th, and then trailing off, trying to get as close to this curb as possible. You can actually try to get right on it and it'll help rotate you around, using up all the curb on exit, and then using this white line as it goes from the dash to the white, using that as a brake reference, downshifting to 2nd. You can go down to 1st here. I normally upshift to 2nd, like mid-corner, using like 1st gear as engine braking. In this case, I just downshift to 2nd, holding as tight a line as possible, using partial throttle as we help rotate our car around the corner. And then once we finally can get the wheel straight, getting back to full throttle up to 3rd gear, finally up to 4th gear, and holding the shortest line possible to come to the line, finally to 5th gear, and that's a lap around Sonoma Raceway. So I hope this track guide was helpful. Now I'll play the lap in TV view. Thanks for watching.